So it's official, guys. Today is the last day of Miss Dove being a teacher. No more Miss Dove. This is my last day. We will see what God does in this next season. I'm excited. A little nervous, but I'm excited about what God is going to do. This is going to be a phenomenal journey, and I'm just enamored by all that God has done, and I'm just believing God for greater. It's only up from here. Only up. Only up. We're going up. A lot of you are wondering why I decided to leave teaching, so let's talk about it. I've been in education for 17 years now, and I honestly feel like I've been in it my whole life. I graduated college and went straight into the classroom. My father was a retired teacher, so I essentially followed in his footsteps. I went into education wanting to change lives, wanting to make a difference, wanting to build leaders, wanting to inspire the next generation. I went into the education field because my father was a teacher and I saw that pathway and I just kind of fell into it. That was all I knew, so that was what I was becoming. However, after all these years, I feel like me becoming a teacher became me becoming or being a glorified babysitter. I believe that teachers are underpaid, they are underappreciated, they are undersupported. I feel like instead of us being in a position where we are empowered as we are empowering, instead of us being in a position to where people are celebrating us and that level of appreciation being shown for what we do daily for your children, I believe we've become punching bags. We've become the blame for everything, and we are somewhat of a time filler. We are your child care. I got to a point to where going to the classroom, going to my job daily gave me anxiety. It became very stressful, and I'm just being honest. It became very stressful. It became depleting. At the end of every day, I was so drained that I had nothing left for my children. I felt like I was pouring into everybody else's children and I had nothing for my own. So I had to really reevaluate, what was I doing? Was I really making an impact? Was it really worth it? And I pray, I hope that in all these years that I've instilled something in someone's child. They would have remembered something that I said along the way. That is my hope. They would have gained something from my presence. And I hope that what I left was positive. It was a blessing. It was something that would have made a difference. That is my prayer. That is the goal. However, I'm at a point in my life where I have to choose my children. I have to choose my family. Because there were many days where I would go home, and because I was so drained, because I was already so irritated, I didn't have patience for my kids. In some moments, I felt like I didn't have, or I wasn't showing that unconditional love that I should have shown as a mom because I had nothing left. I felt like many days I would go into the classroom and I would prepare these amazing lessons, and I felt like I was talking to the walls the majority of the time. Many administrators and parents would say, oh, well, maybe the child's just bored. Maybe you're not engaging them enough. There isn't but so much a teacher can do to engage your child. And I think we need to alleviate this misconception that school is supposed to be fun all day. It is not. The goal of school is to enlighten your child and allow them to learn things that they are not knowledgeable about. We are supposed to build them. We're supposed to enhance their skills. We're supposed to strengthen them and allow them to be good citizens and good leaders, so that when we are old, we will have people that can be doctors and lawyers and engineers and innovative leaders. However, it has become a place where we're supposed to give children so many options. We're supposed to allow them to do whatever they want to do. We're supposed to enable them. And I'm not that kind of teacher. I am a very structured teacher who is going to give you the skills and the wisdom and the knowledge that you need to better yourself so that you can be a leader for tomorrow. My goal has always been to not just teach you the academic skills, but to build good character in you, to help you gain good work ethic. And a lot of times, parents, and I just have to speak to you all. I have to, because I'm a parent. And I feel like sometimes we see it from the wrong perspective. We, as parents, we definitely have to advocate for our children. We want to make sure that our kids have voice. We want to make sure that they are not being mistreated. And we want to make sure that they're in an environment where they can thrive. I understand all of that. However, there is a fine line between advocating and enabling and allowing our kids to be entitled. And I saw that too many days. I saw that far beyond what you could even imagine. Parents, you have to understand that your teacher, your child's teacher, many of them are there to help them. And in helping your child, we cannot give them everything that they want. We have to allow them to be able to differentiate between what is right and what is wrong. And in order for us to do that, we need your assistance. This is not to be disrespectful in any regard, but the teacher is spending more time with your child than you. And in many cases, the teacher has the best interests of your child in mind. We want what's best for your child. And in order for us to give your child the best, in order for us to build them and shape them in the right way, you have to help us. We need your assistance. So we don't need you kicking against everything that we say. We don't need you calling us during instruction or for the most ridiculous things. We don't need you believing everything that your child says. Because if you're a parent who is very observant and knows your child, you know your child. We don't need you to be oblivious and say, well, oh, my child would never do that. Because a lot of times, I've been in this field for 17 years. A lot of times your child will act one way in your presence and a completely different way in the presence of someone else. I've seen it many times where a child will say one thing to me or behave one way in front of me and go home and tell the parent a completely different story. And a lot of times children are telling stories according to what will build their favor. They don't want to get in trouble. Or they want the parent to side with them in a situation that will benefit them, or paint the teacher in a negative light so that the parent will never believe anything that the teacher says. And I'm not that parent. If any of my girls' teacher tells me that they've done something or they have a concern about anything, I'm asking, okay, well, what did she do? Elaborate on that so that I can deal with it in my house so they're not having to deal with it in the classroom. Because I really care about my children. I want what's best for them. And because I'm a parent and I want what's best for my kids, you being parents, you have to want what's best for your kids. And in wanting what's best for your kids, you have to be able to tell them no. We have to learn to tell them no. We have to be okay with other people telling them no. Because we're giving them a false sense of reality. And not only are we giving them a false sense of reality, we are making it very difficult for the teacher that's in that classroom. We're creating walls between the children and the teacher. We have to be on the same team. So from teacher to parent, parent to parent, we have got to do better. And we have to realize that those teachers don't have to be in that classroom. You all are losing a lot of good teachers. You are losing a lot of good teachers because teachers are getting tired. We are getting so tired of all the outside noise, of all the chaos that comes with being in the classroom. And I used to say, teaching is not for the faint at heart. And I honestly now, I don't believe that. Because I'm a very strong individual. I'm very loyal. I'm very faithful. And I don't give up easy. But there becomes a point in your life where you have to choose you. You have to do what's best for you, and you have to do what's best for your family. Because I can't give out to everybody else, everything else, and I have nothing left for myself. And because I have nothing left for myself, I end up having nothing left for my own children, for my own husband. My husband would always say at the start of every school year, Martha, you change whenever you go back to school. During the summers, I'm cool, I'm calm, I'm easygoing. But as soon as school starts back up, I change. Because I feel like when school starts, I'm going to war. I feel like I'm on the battlefield every day because I don't know what I'm going to be met with. And we always say, well, we want our teachers to love on our kids. We want our teachers to respect our children. But we're humans too, guys. We need to be loved. We need to be appreciated. We need to be respected. Not just by your children, but by you. Administrators, you have to respect the teacher. We are not there to be micromanaged or to be treated like we're children. We are there to be honored as professionals who are highly qualified, who know their skill, and who have what it takes to be in the classroom to build the children, to build this next generation. And I will say, we have some teachers who are underqualified, who are ineffective, who should not be there. But there are a lot of good, qualified, effective teachers who are walking away because we are so underappreciated. I used to think, and even till this day, I felt like me being a teacher was a part of my assignment for that season. And I really feel like I'm in a season where God is moving me out of that field. And he's placing me in a place to where I'm just going to be able to fully trust him. A lot of people have asked me, well, Martha, what are you doing now? What are you going to be doing? What are you walking into? Honestly, I'm in a season where I'm just walking on water. I'm walking on water. I'm in a season where I'm trusting God. And honestly, I don't know where this season is going to take me. But I'm believing God that one thing I will not do, I will not sink, nor will I fail. Because God is with me. He's with my family. And I believe that whatever I touch, wherever my feet shall tread, it will be blessed. So for those of you who are wondering why I left teaching, why I left education, it is because I'm choosing peace. I am choosing peace in this season. I am choosing my family. I am choosing my mental health. I am choosing rest. And that's okay. And I know that it is only up from here. It's only up from here. Never have I seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging for bread. I know my family will not lack for anything. But I know that God is going to make sure that we have more than enough. And I want to say this as well. For all of you parents who are on summer breaks, this is the perfect time for this video. Because a lot of parents are on summer break and you're having that time with your children. I want you to just sit there and really be observant. Watch your child. Evaluate even your emotions and your response to them. The behaviors that they're showing to you now, they're probably a lot more amplified in that classroom. How they're getting on your nerves now and you need a break from them. Think about that teacher and how there are 19, 20, in some cases 25, 29 of them doing the same thing. So be gracious to your child's teacher. Appreciate them. Whenever there's a holiday, try to get them gifts. When there is Teacher Appreciation Week, if you decide that you're not getting your child a gift, make your child behave. That is the greatest gift that you can give them. And that's my husband at the door. Okay. If you don't do anything else, if you don't get them anything else, make your child behave. Love you guys.
Young and open-hearted, desperate to feel wanted. Gave too much to people that left me disregarded.